A new operating system, a new display, a digital crown and enhanced health tracking. Is this enough to justify the new title Pro and the price increase? Here's the new Xiaomi Watch S1 Pro, so let's inspect. You probably have seen the smartwatch already, S1 Pro by Xiaomi, and it's a kind of annoying that in China these gadgets get reviewed few months before their official global debut. Kind of loses part of the glamour and the buzz. But now we have the chance to inspect everything thoroughly, and while we know a lot of things about the hardware already, Xiaomi promise that there are a lot of changes on the software side, and that's a brand new wearable edition of MIUI. So now focusing on health tracking, the different workouts, the smart features, the contactless payments, and generally figuring out how far Xiaomi managed to push the S1 Pro. So yeah, it is the successor to the S1 series from last year, apparently keeping all the good and improving where it had to. Or at least that's what we hope for. Note that while the S1 series are great about health tracking, they're not quite there yet in terms of multitasking and not as smart as Wear OS-based devices like Galaxy Watch 5 or the famous Apple Watch. Focus here is on great battery life, which is comparable to the achievements of the feature pack of Huawei Watch GT series, the Amazfit GTR and GTS and similar. S1 Pro edition arrives in a similar pack to the S1, and I think you're going to like the way it is presented. Nice design, good materials, the watch itself looks premium, you will right away notice the big digital crown on the side, a must-have these days in my opinion. The S1 Pro arrives in just one size, and its display is bigger than the competitors. However, this will not increase the overall size of the watch because of the thinner bezels. Traditional lugs compatible with 22mm straps, the default one is genuine leather made. Stylish, but not my thing. Good that you can easily swap it for something different in terms of color or material. Next time, Xiaomi could think about avoiding genuine leather and opting for vegan alternatives will definitely help in terms of marketing. The bottom side is full of sensors. This must be in contact with your wrist in order to measure heart rate, blood oxygen saturation and so on. Tempered glass on the top so that it gets less scratches than usual glass coverage. If you need extra protection, get an additional screen protector. If knowing about the tech specs makes you feel as comfortable as it makes me, here are the most important. There's a capable custom-made system on a chip, a large 1.47-inch display, 500 mAh battery with wireless charging, multi-band GPS, Bluetooth support, NFC chip, a lot of health monitoring features, there's Alexa inbuilt smart assistant, a speaker, a microphone, and you can even take phone calls via the watch. Specs sound good, the watch looks great, and in terms of design and build quality, perfectly done job by Xiaomi. I have absolutely no remarks, and I expect this to be really durable. We'll speak of the software in just a moment and show you the true performance, but first I want to address some of the hardware things so that we have the right expectations. If we compare against Wear OS devices, like if we take the Galaxy Watch 5, for instance, you can install any Wear OS capable app from Google Play Store. In here, you can't, because in terms of computing power, it is a lot less capable, runs a lot more basic system on a chip, and you can install apps which are available in the Mi Fitness app, which at the moment I make the video are still very limited. So that's kind of a bummer, but on the other hand, Xiaomi make it up to you with superb battery life. It loses around 15% per day with always on display, meaning that with one single charge, it can last a full week, and that's remarkable. We don't have access to the internal storage. Was kind of an unpleasant surprise because it means you can't copy and upload music files to it, and some of the competitors like Huawei Watch GT and the Amazfit GTR support that. Also, there is no LTE edition, meaning that at any point of time, if you want to receive notifications, you have to be connected to your smartphone. I guess Xiaomi tried to make it up to you by including really premium materials and entirely revamped software, so time to figure out whether that really works well. The way you control the watch is no different to the first global release of the Mi Watch series. In fact, the fonts, The colors and most of the ideas are identical, and that's good in terms of consistency. If you upgrade, you're gonna know that the top button is also a home button and an app launcher, with the improvements that now it is a digital crown and you're going to find yourself swiping a lot less as compared to before. The other button launches the workouts, and again, more than 100 different types of those. Swipe down to read the notifications, swipe up for quick toggles, swipe left or right and you're going to see the main cards and widgets. You can customize most of these, and thanks to the large display, they look quite nice, but I tend to develop the opinion that the best form factor for smartwatches with AMOLED screens is the rectangular shape, aka Apple Watch. Just fits all the data in a better way. Oh, and if you own a Xiaomi-based phone, it supports pop-up-based simplified pairing. Health tracking is what we check next, and it is close to perfect. If you look at the heart rate data, it's very detailed and, from what I can say, quite accurate. More of these details you're going to find in the smartphone app, of course. If you want to find something to criticize, in the settings you will find only an option for connecting to wireless headphones. There is no chance to add an external chest mount HR tracker, as it may be done for some Amazfit or Huawei devices. Blood oxygen saturation measurements are also present 24/7. They will record samples every now and then. Xiaomi S1 Pro can also track sleep cycles. It's gonna detect the major sleep phases, including rapid eye movement, and even present you a score about your breathing performance, something that, according to the app, is still in experimental phase. The usual pedometer data is also well visible, as you have the feeling that this watch slightly undercounts steps, maybe by 10 or 15%, and perhaps by the time you watch the video, the algorithm has been tuned via a firmware update. What we have on top of the predecessing models is a temperature sensor. Just remember that the value measured on your wrist is different to the one measured on the forehead. I like the fact that there's a recorder app. You can use it in many different conditions, even as a spy tool. There also is access to your main calendar thanks to the events section inside the app. The main advantage of S1 Pro is the continued support for payments. There's a catch though, you're gonna need a MasterCard and you will have to hope that your country and bank are supported. A barometer, a compass, a timer, a stopwatch, you're going to see the usual for this type of tech apps. Inside the settings, you will find customizations about the display, the options for always-on display, gesture controls, automatic spot detection features, and similar. Basically, not that much in terms of configuration options, and here I can express similar concerns to what I did with the first global release of the Mi Watch. Honestly, I feel that this so-called wearable edition of MIUI is almost the same as before, just renamed. Watch faces are not that many, but at least some of them are quite well customizable. The app to sync to and to analyze all the data is called Mi Fitness, and it's rather good. Lightweight, clean interface, bunch of data, and you can read all of these things. Sleep tracking or HR tracking, just choose and explore the section. You can see this example of a tracked workout. Depending on the type of sport that you practice, you are going to see different options available. You can keep track of duration, intensity, routes, calories burnt, and so on. And the data is well presented. Some of the sections even propose AI-based recommendations to improve your quality of life and well-being. And integration for Strava, which for many athletes is a top priority. So, ready to hear about all the drawbacks to note? The lack of internal storage access, the lack of external HR tracker support, there is no Wi-Fi, there's limited amount of watch faces, the notifications, which although well supporting emojis, still do not offer an option for quick replies, which eventually might appear as an option through a firmware update. Not much of improvement on top of the previous generation, and the price, which has gone too high, in my opinion. In the end, yes, it's good, yes, it feels premium, and yes, it has superb battery life, but we have to be fair and we have to admit that Huawei Watch GT3, released in the end of 2021, has almost the same feature pack. Obviously, Xiaomi tried to build on top with more premium materials, with revamped software and the support for contactless payments, which I believe are going to be the key selling points, together with the really superb integration with MIUI devices and the seamless pairing. Of course, it fully supports all other Android and iOS-based devices, so if you're searching for a cool companion for your smartphone, which is coming from Xiaomi, S1 Pro could be a great deal, especially if you find it discounted. So let me know, what do you think of it? Do you believe it's better than Huawei GT and the Amazfit GTR series? Do you think there is enough room for this to make a change on the wearable market? And how far do you think Xiaomi can go in terms of MIUI wearable edition development? Let's talk about all of that in the comment section below the video. And thank you very much for watching this episode. Hopefully now you know everything that you wanted to about the S1 Pro. If that's the case, then mission accomplished, so subscribe for more cool tech inspections. I'm Michael, look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye bye.